Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Tonight's film is 1977's Love Camp by Jess Franco. I am blocking a little bit of this cover here. This is a German region-free Blu-ray, part of the Jess Franco Gold and Goya collection series. And these are Jess Franco films that have been given a release where they were all produced by Erwin C. Dietrich, I believe, when Franco was doing films, German films, under the production of Erwin C. Dietrich, and that's what the Jess Franco Golden Goya Collection Blu-ray series represents. You can get all of these on diabolicdvd.com. Unless you can read German and try to find these sites where these are sold. But these transfers are all unbelievable, and these are primarily all Franco films that are really unknown, that other distribution companies have not picked up. Excuse me, I believe Full Moon Pictures has picked up some of these, but let me tell you, these transfers are unbelievable. Let's get into this film. This is 1977's Love Camp. Right off the bat, you're going to note that we have a lot of actresses that are in other Franco films from this period. Predominantly, the girl on the cover, right here, is from Voodoo Passion, and she really plays a very primary core role in this film. We also have a crop of women from Franco's film, I believe, Wicked Women, which I've also reviewed on this YouTube page. So you are going to see some familiar faces here. Monica Swin. You're going to be seeing some great faces here. But let's get into this film. The music first. Let's start off. The music of this film is done again by Walter Baumgartner. I don't know if this is a pseudonym or what, but I will tell you that the music, of course, has a tropical vibe. You have just some pieces with just hand percussion, and you have some pieces of a sultry, steamy, jazzy saxophone with the hand percussion. And then there's one section in the film that is the most unbelievable, one of the most unbelievable sections of score that I've heard in a Franco film. It's a short piece. It's during a dark, torturous cinematic scene, and it is mysterious. It is dark, it is horrific, and it has a mystical, magical, mysterious, very dark vibe, almost giallo sounding at times. And it's just a magnificent, small piece of music when the lead is actually in handcuffs in this one scene in the film. It is, if you see the film and you get to that scene, it's just unbelievable. And then we also have a lot of silence in the film, and then a lot of soundscape. Where you're hearing almost a Jess Franco regular of this like one animal in the jungle. I can't describe what it is, but it's always just kind of this one animal in the jungle. It's kind of a Jess Franco regular sound there, and you just really get a great jungle vibe to this film. The style of this film, we have Jess Franco really with tight cinematography here. There's nothing shaky in this film. There's no, kind of wild zooming in this film. There's no shaky zooming in this film. We're very tight shots. We have lots of close-up shots in this film, and we have a lot of him shooting through things. This is a Jess Franco regular type of thing, as if, when he's shooting through anything that he can, and not just for sex scenes, folks, also just any type of scene. This is a Jess Franco regular type of thing that he does, if you know. And it's something that he's really fascinated with, the symmetry of the shots, and also what he's filming through. He likes to have obstructed view, and in this film you really get that, and you can even see a piece of it on the back here in that scene right there with the bars. And we even have something with a white sheet. And we have just really some of the best close-up tight shots that I've seen in a Franco film. Lots of close-up shots in this film, and also the camera moving leeringly, slowly. Like I said again, nothing shaky here, folks. Really, really restrained, but tight shots. When we get into the locations of this film, this is something very, very interesting. Of course, we have the jungle. This film really takes place in the jungle, and we have some real jungle areas. But something that's very, very interesting about this film is that you don't typically have a film by Franco of this ilk where I really believe that we have sets here. We have, all of the interior shots where there are kind of palm trees on the windows. I believe these look like sets to me. And the only times I've really seen sets in a Franco film, per se, have been like Mondo Erotico, White Skin, Black Thighs, Girls in the Night Traffic, which I've all done reviews for. It might be from this, kind of an error here, but we do have, it looks like there are sets here. Now, these are great shots. We have really, we got, these rooms per se, kind of prison looking rooms, kind of bare. We do have a hammock. But they're kind of bare rooms. We don't have the rich extravagance that you're normally used to in Franco films. Kind of bare spaces, claustrophobic. This film is very claustrophobic because it all takes place predominantly. 99% of the film takes place inside of one compound, one location, and a couple rooms in that location. So it's a very claustrophobic film in that sense. And when we get to the jungle, when we actually get to the outdoor sequences, there is heavy suspense and heavy claustrophobia, for me at least. When we get to the outside, there is something very claustrophobic about it. Something that I haven't really noticed in any of the other Franco films when you are outside. This film is very, very unique because immediately with the title Love Camp and from the imagery that you might see on here, you're immediately thinking, Jess Franco women in prison film, like Women in Cell Block 9, like Barbed Wire Dolls, 99 Women, blah, blah, blah. Not at all. This, I don't want to give anything away, but this is a very unique premise going on here, playing in a way off of the women in prison films, but this is really not your standard women in prison film at all, plot-wise and story-wise. Even style-wise, okay? I don't want to reveal the mysteries of the story of this film, but Franco really plays it on its head and does something very interesting that literally is working off of the title Love Camp. Okay, so very, very interesting things going on here because the title is really perfect for this film. This is a film that has of course, sexuality that is also part and parcel with the story. We have violence in this film, and we also have a bit of humor, and we also have romance and a love story also. Actually, multiple love stories in this film, heterosexually and homosexually, with lesbians. So we get into this film here. I got to mention something else. Here's another film where Franco is using a talking parrot, two talking parrots that are freaking hilarious. And I saw you see those parrots in some of his films, and it's so freaking hilarious what's coming out of their mouths, like, "You filthy sluts." I mean, it's unbelievable. When we look at the eroticism of this film, this is a film that has a lot of forced sex, okay? I rape, but not in the typical way that you're expecting, okay? And also romantic rape in a way, okay? Where the women they're kind of enjoying it at times, and then when they're not. But we also have kind of real love making in this film as well, heterosexually and homosexually, and we have also some ulterior motive sex also, some elusive sex, and erotically, we have some really wild shower scenes in this film. If you think you know shower scenes in movies with nudity, you haven't seen Love Camp, okay? We really have washing of the vaginas that I have never seen anything like before cinematically. We also have the vagina really taking the place in this storyline, okay, folks, where the vagina is actually holding things or transporting things. It's part of the story. This is a story that has twists and turns. The women of the love camp inside are playing sides. And also, the leadership of the love camp is playing sides. And within there, we have stories from beyond the camp and from within the camp, and lots of twists and turns, and even a massive twist at the end of the film, also that involves love. So, there's a lot of interesting things here. I do want to mention something. There is a lot of violence, yet not blood or gore, which is similar and something that is typical for Franco. One thing I want to say though is that something that I've noticed in this film and in many Franco films is that the one time that Franco will choose to show bloodletting, it is in the taking of a woman's hymen, a virgin's hymen. Very, very interesting. Even as I think of the Virgin Report, which I've also reviewed on this YouTube page, okay? So that's where the blood is seen. But we do have a lot of vagina in this film, but not zooming in the vagina. It's like close-up shots of the vagina, and a couple angles in particular. Nothing really invasive with the camera, like something like Downtown, okay? But where the vagina is opening up or anything like that. You're not getting that here. A couple quick shots from behind. But what you're getting here is, some invasiveness with fingers and not sexually. Okay, there is something else going on that I don't want to give away, but even involving, of course, virginity. Okay, like Love Letters of a Portuguese Nun. This is probably one of the most disturbing of the virgin sequences that I've seen in a Franco film, really, and but also just. Also sexually also, so lots of fingers with the vagina in this film. Not so much, really playing in the story though of the film. I would say even more directly than most Franco films in some fashion. So we really have a lot of sides here, trying to figure out who's on what side. And we have love and romance, and we have fear and captivity. Yes, there are women in captivity here as part of the story, but is it a women in prison film? Kind of, and also kind of not. This is Love Camp. This is Jess Franco's 1977's Love Camp. Here it is, folks. This is from the Jess Franco Golden Goya collection, region-free German Blu-ray. With they all have some extras and trailers, and some of those extras are in English, if that matters to you. And all of them are in the uncut versions, which is very important to all of us, right? So here it is, folks. I want to thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. There are tons more Jess Franco reviews on this YouTube page, and tons more to come. Also, reviews for sexploitation and teen sex comedies and weird, bizarre, and horror, and all of that. Thank you so much, folks. Please feel free to check out my own personal films at youtube.com/poopydiarrhea. Thank you so much, and good night.